Have you ever read the descriptions of the teen aspiration reward traits? If you have, then you might have noticed that they're about as useless as a fork is when trying to eat soup. They simply don't give you a good indication of how the traits actually benefit your sim. And so one day while streaming, I wanted to find out what these traits actually do. And thankfully I had a little help that day. While I was streaming and testing these through gameplay, an awesome legend in chat known as Bats and Baby Dolls, who also streams, came to save the day by looking through the game files for me. And with a bit of teamwork, we were able to piece together what these traits really do. Importantly, Bats also streams, and I'll have a link to her Twitch in the description, so please do drop in and say hi. I'm literally not even sure that I'd have been able to work out what exactly these traits do without her help. And now let's take a look at the traits. We'll start off by looking at the Untroubled Trait that's awarded for completing the Drama Llama Aspiration. This trait impacts on how quickly your own sim's negative sentiments towards others lowers and clears. However, it doesn't work the other way around. So for example, if two sims get the same negative sentiment towards each other, by the time the sim with the Untroubled Trait clears the negative sentiment, the sim without the trait will still have it for a little while longer. How much faster you clear a negative sentiment does vary between 10% to around 50% depending on the sentiment. Overall, it's an okay trait, but not massively beneficial. Next up, we'll look at the iconic reward trait that comes from completing the admired icon Aspiration. This one was a little hard to test, but essentially the trait gives your sim a follower gain boost. However, there's about 1 million different types of followers in The Sims 4, and it seems that this is likely to only boost social bunny followers, which are quite possibly the most useless type of follower in the game. I say this because so many types of followers were tested. From what I could tell, there was no impact on follower gain from using a streaming drone from Get Famous, from using a computer to update socials, from adding to your Simstagram story, from interactions related to the social media career from City Living, from promoting looks on Trendy, from live streaming in the video game streamer career, or even from followers and fans gained from the unique live streaming interactions unlocked in the base game Tech Guru career. This means that it doesn't seem to affect both normal followers and side hustle followers. And this pretty much left Social Bunny, which is sporadic and weird at best when it comes to awarding followers as it is. And so yeah, I feel this trait is pretty much useless. I also want to flag that there does seem to be a bug at the moment impacting on followers, whereby some of my sims are gaining way more followers than they should, while others have very normal follower growth. But looking at this across multiple sims both with and without the iconic trait, it seems like a very random bug and not tied to the trait at all, at least from what I can tell. Now let's look at the Highflier Trait that's awarded for completing the goal-oriented aspiration. This is a massively beneficial trait, as it'll improve school and work performance rates, and based on testing to see how much the performance bar improves both with and without this trait, I'd guesstimate the boost to be around 25%. On top of this, based on the game files, this should improve university performance too. However, this is really hard to test in game to confirm, so I can't tell you that with 100% certainty. On the whole, it's a pretty great reward trait that will likely benefit a lot of your work-focused sims. Finally, let's take a look at the Dauntless Trait that's awarded for completing the Live Fast aspiration. This simply makes it so that your sim is likely to be more successful when pleading with the Grim Reaper to save someone who's dying. But keep in mind that while you'll be more likely to be successful, the success still isn't guaranteed, meaning that sims can still die on your watch. It's nice to have, but also you're better off just keeping a death flower in your inventory. Also, by now The Sims 4 is 10 years old and there's quite a few ways to revive sims, so I wouldn't say that this trait is all that useful on the whole. And that's a look at what the Teen Aspiration reward traits from the High School Years expansion pack actually do. A big thanks again to Bats for helping me in uncovering what these vaguely worded traits actually do. Please do check her out on Twitch, and I hope you have an amazing day. See you later.